and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I have another recipe to share, and this is dear to my heart. It's one of my favorites. I know I have a lot of favorites, but this one something unique, very unique. It's called raw beef salad. The beef is a little bit raw. Basically this recipe is unique in that sense. Not a lot of people eat raw beef or raw seafood or raw meat, but in Asia they do eat a lot of not to cook of the meat or the beef or the seafood. So today I'm going to show you this favorite recipe of mine. In Cambodia, this raw beef salad, they use the stinky fish to make it a little bit punching and strong for the smell. But in this recipe of mine, I only use fish sauce, and I think it's more friendly to a lot of people. They can eat it. And also the way I kind of half cook the beef with the lime juice is also very unique. In the true recipe, they don't really take out all the blood, but I do. So my beef is kind of on the medium rare side at the end of the process. All right, I cannot wait to show you this recipe. So let's get to it. Recipe, I use 1.5 pounds of beef round, but for better tasting, better flavor, beef frank is actually better. The whole point is making sure that the beef is fresh and as little fat as possible. If no fat at all, that's even better. 1 stalk of celery, 1 green pepper, 1 small onion, 1 cup of long string beans, 1 cup of bean sprout, 1 cup of sawtooth mince, 4 stalks of lemongrass, 4 limes, 4 cloves of garlic, 1 cup of crusted roasted peanut, 3 tablespoons of fish sauce, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of chicken powder, and also a pinch of salt. Alright, so those are all the ingredients. This dish not as difficult to make, but it does consume a lot of time. It's the process that's what takes it so long. You don't really cook it per se. There's no fire in this, no oil, no nothing like that, but everything has to be sliced very thin, like very thin, especially the lemongrass. If you have any chunk of lemongrass at all, like too thick, it's gonna make your mouth so unpleasant. You don't want that, because you want to eat raw sliced lemongrass. And the lemongrass, I only use the top part. I use 4 stalks in this recipe, but I only take the top. You do not want the green part of the lemongrass, and the lemongrass has to be fresh, like not frozen or anything like that. The aroma of the lemongrass makes such a big difference in this recipe. So make sure everything all thin sliced. But for the string beans, it's a little bit special. You don't really slice the beans. You can if you want to, but the original recipe is that you break the beans, because the bean is a little bit hard, so then it mixes all well together with the beef. Alright, so the process: slice the beef very thin. As you see here, I slice it as thin as possible, and make sure that it's horizontal and not vertical. Otherwise the beef's gonna be chewy and not edible. You want it to be as thin and as horizontal as possible. This size is fine. And then mix it with about 3 limes. I use a lot of limes in the beginning just to mix it and kill all the rawness of the beef. And I do this for about a few minutes until the beef turns kind of white. And then I squeeze out all the blood juice. Mix it together with the lemongrass and the garlic. I like to mix it all together for about a minute or two first before I add anything else, just to make sure that the lemongrass kind of kill the smell of rawness of the beef once again. So all of this spice is to basically make it smell a little bit friendly, and anyone can eat it, even the people who are not enjoying raw meat. And the same thing with the vegetable, the harder one's supposed to go first. So the long string beans and the green pepper, those go first, and then celery and onion go after, and finally the bean sprout is supposed to be the last one with the mince. And then I like to mix it every single step of the way, so add a little bit at a time, and then make sure that the flavor comes out from the beef and spread it out to all the vegetable as well. And then I add the rest of my lime and also a pinch of salt. And I did not mention it as part of the ingredients, the salt, is only because it really depends on how it tastes like at the end of the recipe, at the end of the mix. Once you mix everything together, if it's not salty enough, it's great to add a little bit more salt. But sometimes it's salty enough and you don't need that. So it's up to you if you want to add that extra salt or not. It's all about how you like it. But it's supposed to be a little bit salty and sour, and then tons of sweetness to it too. So making sure all those flavor comes together, and you have it, a beautiful, delicious raw beef salad. All right, so now it's the most important part, the testing part. All right, let's go eat. We have a naughty girl here. Naughty girl wants to eat beef. No, 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 not for you. Not for you. No, Riley, no, okay? I love you too, but no. All right, so the texture of the beef, like I expected, because I was rushing through it. Some of them are not small enough. Again, the thinner, the better. Riley, mommy's busy. Sit down. I'm sorry, I'm having a guest watching me right now, because if I put her away, she'd be like whining because she wants to be next to me. So I'd rather have her next to me and not making noise. Hopefully she's not making any noise, but it's important to cut your beef very thin. I prefer it a little bit thinner. All right, taste this out. She's been interrupting me the whole time when I was trying to do the recipe. Who doesn't like beef, right? Perfect flavor. You hear that? That is why you need bean sprout, because it's so crispy. It makes the dish like so good. In a typical Cambodian recipe, I don't think they put bean sprout in it, but they have some other vegetable that make it more crispy. But you need a crispiness. Yeah, that piece was big. Because I squeezed out all the blood, so the beef is actually pretty cooked. Even though it's not as thin, it's still pretty good. Flavor wise, perfect. Not too sour, not too sweet, not too salty. I did add a pinch of salt at the end of this recipe. One more thing that I did not include in the recipe is the hot chilies. Like Thai hot chilies goes so well with this dish, and especially for people who love spicy food. My husband is not a big fan of spicy food, that's why I didn't put the chili in it. but my own personal dish, I usually add extra fresh chilies into it. It's spicy, it's ambitious, it's just delicious. This is a great recipe to go, and you can eat it with rice if you want to, but mainly this is being in as the appetizer. And especially when you meet with your friends, family, eat it as an appetizer with a glass of wine or beer in your hand. It goes so well with alcohol. That's it, and I hope you like the recipe. Try it out and let me know in the comment box below what you think. I will leave all the ingredients in the description box below as well, so check it out, the entire recipe that goes so well with a 1.5 pound beef. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.